Coming up on this week's news, the government makes electrical and appliance testing compulsory for all council homes. MCS extends the deadline for compliance with its new standard for solar installs, and PV panels on balconies. Are they the next big thing? Welcome to Electrical News Weekly, whether you're listening in the van, on site or down at the wholesale counter. I'm Joe Robinson and I've been through the best of the electrical industry news to save you the trouble. And if you think you've spotted the two words that I've been challenged to slip into this week's show, comment with them below for the chance to win a prize. The trade has received a big boost this week with the announcement that electrical testing is to become compulsory in social homes. Local authorities and housing associations in England must now conduct electrical installation condition reports, or EICRs, with qualified and competent persons at least once every 5 years. This brings the sector into line with private rented accommodation. Social landlords will be obliged to issue a copy of the cert to tenants within 28 days of an inspection, or to any new tenant before they occupy the property. They must also complete any recommended remedial works, identified as C1 and C2, or any recommended further investigations within 28 days. Along with the EICRs, the government is introducing mandatory PAT testing on all electrical appliances that are provided by social landlords as part of a tenancy. Ministers expect the changes to come into effect for new tenancies this November 2025 and for existing tenancies in May next year. The announcement also follows a string of admissions by local authorities who'd failed to live up to best practice of regular EICRs. In December, it was revealed that over 1,000 council homes in Dundee went over the recommended 5-year limit for electrical installation testing. The City Council admitted that, of tests carried out in 2023 and 2024, 1,222 of its homes had an EICR that was over 5 years old. Last year, it was revealed that the London Borough of Southwark hadn't done any EICR electrical safety checks on its homes for 6 years and was only doing them on an ad hoc basis. A major programme to inspect its 36,000 council homes is now underway. In recent years, other councils, including Greenwich and Harrow, have been criticised for failures to maintain current EICRs on their properties. In other news, the Microgeneration Certification Scheme has announced that it's extending the deadline for electricians to comply with its new standard for solar installs. The organisation says that as the new procedures will be a big change for many installers, it will temporarily extend its implementation until the 10th of November. Previously, it was due to kick in on the 10th of August. The specification covers the kit for mounting the panels on flat roofs. The effect is that you must use certified equipment only. Previously, electricians were permitted to rely on a special clause which allowed the use of custom-designed systems. Clause 5.5.5 allowed uncertified products provided they meet key building regulations around weather tightness, fire safety and wind resistance, and were supported by written confirmation from the system designer or supplier. These will not now be allowed come November. I've put a link to the full announcement in the show notes. Still on solar, the government is opening the door to solar panels on balconies. They're already a common sight in Germany and Spain, where they typically save apartment dwellers 30% of their electricity bills. In Germany last year alone, around 435,000 balconies had plug-in solar installed. Now the units look like they're on their way here. That's because ministers promised to consult on the possibility of allowing householders to use plug-in photovoltaics. The panels cost between £350 and £500 depending on size and have a payback period of around 6 years. Even IKEA is getting in on the act. The Swedish flogger of flat pack furniture has unveiled a solar starter kit which it's begun selling in Germany. It costs £400 and features two 450-watt solar modules, an 800-watt inverter, a mounting kit and all the associated cables. Customers can choose an option with a 1.92 kilowatt-hour battery pack for just £1,000. The batteries can also be bought separately. The Billy Bookcase retailer also offers a rooftop solar installation service in 9 European countries. It's delivered in partnership with local electrical contracting firms. The move is not IKEA's first foray into renewable power. In May, it began marketing both air-to-air and air-to-water heat pumps on the continent. The company says that to ensure that installations are safe, of high quality and comply with all the regulations, the heat pumps are always installed by certified installers. Currently, the units are on sale in Germany and Spain. Now, just before we trigger the cacophony of keyboard responses, we discussed balcony solar on a recent live stream featuring Griff Thomas, the star of last week's headline story. He made some very valid points about this subject, so it's worth clicking the link in the show notes to find out more. Meanwhile, balconies aren't the only place being eyed up for solar installations. One MP is proposing putting them on the UK's reservoirs. Lincoln Jupp, the Conservative member for Spelthorne in Surrey says putting PV panels on just 15% of the country's reservoirs would double the UK's solar energy production. As well as avoiding the use of farmland, he said they would be more efficient due to the cooling effect of the water. It would also stop what's referred to as the visual vandalism of putting solar panels all over our beautiful country, he told the press. But the government said the cost of the floating structures and underwater cabling make it 10 to 15% more expensive than ground-mounted panels. In product news, Kosnic has unveiled a feature-packed outdoor bulkhead light aimed at installers. The Polo 2 boasts a twist and lock diffuser and an integrated LED tray which is helpfully hinged to the main unit. You can switch the colour temperature in 4 steps from 3000 to 5000 Kelvin. It also has 3 switchable wattages, 9 watts, 12 watts and 15 watts. The plug-in sensor and emergency module can be easily secured to the fitting with the twist and lock clips on the base. The sensor is configurable with the universal remote control. The light is rated at IP65 for outdoor use and is super efficient, delivering up to 140 lumens per watt. Complementing this bulkhead is OSA 2. It's slimmer at just 78mm and boasts a higher light output at up to 1650 lumens. Again, this has switchable colour temperatures and power options, this time up to 18 watts. And like the Polo 2, it's Vandal rated at IK10. Good news for if anarchy breaks out. Now, welcome to our Electrical News Weekly feature where we focus on a specific product area. This week we're overseeing cable management. First up, congratulations to Conduit King's Marshall Toughlex for winning not 1 but 2 awards this week. It won the Sustainable Stand Award at the CEF Live exhibition and also took the 1066 Business Awards Sustainability Champion Award 2025. The company has earned its gongs. It uses recycled PVC-U from post-industrial windows in the production of its cable management products. In addition, its cardboard packaging is made from 100% recycled and recyclable materials. Its stand at CEF Live was reusable and featured sustainable flooring, FSC certified timber and low energy lighting. It also avoided single-use plastics. The 1066 Business Awards Sustainability Champion Award, meanwhile, recognises organisations that demonstrate exceptional commitment to sustainability. Fixings and fasteners specialist Deligo is currently marketing a range of labelled cable ties to make phase identification easier. Its printed ties feature markings for L, L1, L2, L3 and N to ensure clear cable ID. Made from nylon, the ties feature markings repeated along the length for visibility even after trimming excess. Now, a question. Can coaxial cables be used for power? That's the intriguing question posed by cable firm Securiflex. While coaxes are most commonly used for TV, video and CCTV, you might be surprised to learn that it's a common practice in the engineering industry to use them to power electronics. Coaxial cables feature high-quality shielding and insulation to ensure a reduction in signal loss outside the cable. This makes them a great choice if you're concerned about signal loss. However, the reason power over coax isn't standard practice is because the cables are more expensive than alternatives. I'll pop the link to the full discussion in the show notes. That's our Electrical News Weekly roundup of products or people we think deserve some attention. Next time, we're sounding the alarm for fire, safety and security. Next, a big shout out to our learner of the week, Ben Hook. Gary has mentored Ben since he was just 15 and a half. That's Ben, not Gary. He supported him from pre-college into securing a full-time level 2 electrical installation course at Northampton College. Ben has made excellent use of the eFix CPD packages, which have added real depth to his knowledge. He secured work experience through SparkSafe and voluntarily completed far more hours than required. Gary helped him document his achievements on his CV alongside all his CPD achievements, creating a strong narrative of his dedication and passion for the industry. Ben then aced the interview for an apprenticeship in Northamptonshire and has just completed his first year. Last Friday, he passed his Science and Principles exam with distinction. To say we're super proud of Ben's journey would be a massive understatement. He's a fantastic example of what can be achieved with the right support, work ethic and mindset. Finally, a reminder that there's still time to win a pair of tickets for the Oasis reunion in the Schneider Electric promo. The company is offering 2 premium club hospitality tickets in its What's the Story promotion. The Oasis tickets offer some of the best seats in the stadium and access to exclusive bars. You'll also get Oasis merch and a £50 Uber voucher to get you home afterwards. Runner-up prizes are pretty cool too. They include Ticketmaster and Apple Music gift cards in values from £50 to £250. To enter, spend £250 on Schneider products at participating wholesalers and you'll receive an entry ticket. Simply scan the QR code on your competition entry ticket to access the entry form. And our usual reminder that we're in the market for your stories, your projects and your recommendations, as we'd like to share them with the wider eFix community. Over the next few weeks, we'll be featuring fire safety and security, cables and connectors, and all things EV. So send us pictures of your installs or let us know if you've come across any new kit or companies that are making your job easier or any products that you think deserve a shout out. And just before we get to your favourite bit of the show where I reveal last week's challenge words and winners, we want to thank our premium partners. We couldn't make the news without you. First up, they're the people who've created the Swiss Army knife of solar inverters along with all-weather batteries, very much the Boy Scouts of the solar industry. It's Sunsync. Next, with deep commitments to the economy, the environment and the electrical community, they're so much more than an electrical distributor, the self-styled experts in shifting boxes. It's Niglon. Up next, for all your circuit protection needs, they're like having an Italian star striker in your Premiership team. It's Ludum Palazzoli. In an age of energy uncertainty, if you're looking for your next EV charge point to install, then helping you charge into the future with confidence, powering the future together, it's Rolec. With their new award-winning Lumo consumer unit and offering complete product support from their highly trained team, it's CPN Qdis. And with over 5,000 product lines from heating, lighting, ventilation to wiring accessories, if you need it, they've got it. It's electrical distributor CED Group. And the best thing to come out of Yorkshire since stainless steel, the home of EV Ultra and other groundbreaking and quality products, is Doncaster Cables. Click the links in the show notes to find out more about these great brands. If you think you know the words I've smuggled into this week's show, pop your guess into the comments. We'll take all the correct guesses and select one at random to be the winner of an eFix goodie bag prize. Answers submitted after about lunchtime on the Thursday after release will not be entered into the draw. Now let's reveal the winner of last week's challenge word competition. Last week's words were Goldilocks and Manchild, and despite a monumental effort from Gary Pinney, who submitted a guess on 3 different platforms, the winner to be plucked from our electronic hat was Philip Jolly 3279. So well done to you. Make sure you click the Get Involved link in the show notes to claim your prize. Thanks for listening to this episode of Electrical News Weekly. Make sure you subscribe to receive the next update. Thanks for listening, and until next time, have a great week. Stay safe out there, and remember, there's no such thing as a torque calibrated arm.